friends, people in the world that will be seeing this. So, my beautiful arcade, today is Tuesday, March 25th, 2025. So, because of the situation in my community where I am being discriminated against, I'm an Indian, I'm Sunita, I am, and I'm being harassed, verbally abused, physically assaulted, and a lot of wrong things that people are following me around. They're telling lies and making false videos. Some bullying is passing. I'm being bullied, intimidated, all this stuff. You know, and everybody can do the wrong things, and they have people for going to tell and complain. And they're editing security cameras. They're doing all kinds of lies and telling all kinds of doing all kinds of desperate things, telling all kinds of lies. Anyways, so I started on the 17th to make a video every day on my story of the day. Um, Normally it's been journalized, and normally there's bits and pieces and videos and pictures and Facebook and stuff. But now, anyways, so today, March 25th, 2025, I went to water aerobics, at 10 o'clock, 45 minutes. That went well. Um, Not much evil in play out, except you can tell that the chairman of the Recreation Board has a lot of a plan and plots in the community with a lot of residents against me. And so, anyways, it was great class, clean pool, water was warm and nice, and there was about 10 residents that showed up for the class. So 45 minutes was great. And then I went into the jacuzzi, and 4 other residents came in from the class that was just finished. So that was okay too, for 50 minutes in the jacuzzi. So then I got changed and stuff, and I went to the Arabic, sitting and standing Arabic class. Well, the class is grown. It's a big class now. It had about 40 residents in the class, which is great. I haven't gone for a while, but there's instructor that's teaching it. I like her, but people had influenced her. And one time I got to take a picture with her, she was mean to me. So, and I know you can tell from the meanness, you could tell that she was influenced. But anyways, I probably did 20 to 30 minutes I got at that class. So afterwards, it was already, that's 11 to 12 o'clock, so it's lunchtime. And so I took my bag. I had things that I went to the aerobics with, water aerobics with. So I rested in the lunchroom. One of the staff, though, Robin, was there. Liar. So I know they would go through my bag, because that's the things I've always been doing. They get up against me, they do stuff. God knows what they were looking for. The lies, the fabrication, the specialized. So I leave it there, and I went to make a cup of tea. So I went back, and I just had some snacks thing that I had. And the manager came in the kitchen watching me. People, they're always all around watching or whatever. So I leave. I came home. So it was all good. At least, nothing really happened today that need to pray about things. That went well. So I came home. I did my laundry and stuff, and then I went out back to go to the store and shopping. Well, I wasn't going to go to Ross, but I was going in a store in that area. But I was curious to see, because I've been a loyal customer to Ross, been shopping there for over 20 something years. And so I went in to see, and I found a couple nice things that I like, and I bought it. The security guard, when I go in, he goes on phone, and then he's shouting, hello. He's got a phone in the hand. So I said hello to him. But it's the stuff in the community that's going on, what is spreading all over. And they got people watching me all over, tracking and they're lying and making false recording and all kinds of stuff. So when I was in the store, this woman, whether she's the supervisor, manager, whoever she is, she walking around with other people, and they're saying to her and saying to she, you have cufflinks, you have cufflinks, and she asking the guard if he got cufflinks. So, anyways, I go to the cashier with my 3 items, and the guard stand up right there. He watched this woman check these stuff, put it in a bag, a Ross plastic bag, right? And he stand right there, and I have a receipt in my hands. Normally, he does not. No, he doesn't even know how to do his job. Normally, they ask to see the receipt, and he got a yellow marker in their hand, permanent marker, highlighter, and they put a little mark on it. And they're looking in the bag. Well, right there he was, and he saw I paid for the items, and I got a receipt in my hands. This bastard didn't ask to see the receipt. This bastard asked me for my bag. Scrambled the 2 bags out of my hands. Then this bastard, evil demon bastard, and the people gone come out and smoking because I'm out on my patio. But these smokers, with God's grace and power, God could deal with them. They cannot smoke in no other building in this community. Anywhere they smoke, anybody complain, they gotta stop smoking. But they've been smoking in this building for the last 5 years, and nobody will do nothing about it because it only comes up and bother me. Only me can use my patio. Only me can open my door to get fresh air. Like tonight is so nice out. But with God's grace and power, I'm gonna see. But I continue to make my video. So this evil demon security guard, he did that. Then he looked into the bags, and he saw only that. He shake the bag towards the door. Then he rushed to the counter and dump out the stuff on the bag, and he's scrambling in between. God never knows what he's looking for. So I said, this is ridiculous. You bastard, stand right there and see that. I look, I have a receipt for myself. Then he putting it back in the bag, and he hanging out half of the clothes. Then this lady walk up next to me, and she stand up, and she saying, is he job for check receipt? I said, a bastard didn't ask for no receipt. Look, the bastard has the stuff that I pay for, and he's telling me, and then he's telling me must go out the door. See, he was trying to steal the items that I just buy. Yes. As a security guard, he cannot steal. I was in that store one day, and I see 2 black African women grab a whole lot of purses and clothes and grab it in their hands towards their body, and they run through that door. I witnessed that, and I asked the cashier, it was a male cashier down there, what just happened, and he said they just stole a whole bunch of stuff and run through the door, and there was an African female guard there, and when she saw they were coming, she see that taking out stuff in the store. When she saw they were coming to get through the door, she turned she back and she walk away, like pretend like she's looking at purses. I would stand in that store and witness that. And this demon of a bastard demon, evil, stand there and see me pay for this stuff, and he tried to steal it from me. He tried to steal it from me. God witnessed that. And I had to tell him off. And this idiot for supervisor, she could stand up and tell me his job for check receipt when he didn't have asked for receipt, and I have the receipt in my hand and he have the items there, and he's telling me must go out the door because he wants to steal my item. And so when you give me my items, I just purchase and I just pay for, then I going out. When he had it to me, and I had to put it into him, and then she said, you need to leave. Yes. She's telling me we got a problem to talk about it. I don't have a problem. The bastard have a problem. We want to steal the items. You want to steal the items that I just purchased, because these evil people in this community, a club that I started, what they couldn't do for all the years they live in the community, right? Then they never, and they holler when they start the Ebony Culture Club, they holler, oh, they want something of their own. They don't want nobody else of like anybody of my race or religion could be in their club. The only one they emphasize on ebony, black culture many times. But with God's grace and power, they steal the club from me. They coveted the club. They tell desperate lies. They work for months, right? Doing wrong things, making false recording, yelling and screaming every meeting from since they bring the Sandra. And then first when I tell them about Sandra, they say they will shout, they make false recording and talking phone. God knows what evil thing. They say, don't do that, darling. Don't do that. What do what? But she would done talk some lie in she phone when she holler that. And she every time they had Sandra come into the meeting, they had just sitting next to me and flaring her hand in the air and talking loud, loud, loud and jumping from one ear to the next, and Harley said, oh, that's okay, you can jump around. And then when the 25 of them gang up against me, they had she yelling and screaming, show her hand in the air and yelling and screaming and saying, but and yellow, shut up. And you asked that she tagged this, and this woman used to sit down in the meeting, repeating herself over and over, and Carolyn used to have pause in her phone when she yell and she scream and she repeat herself. And then one time when she could repeat herself and I said something, the Carolyn record that quick, and the Yvonne would claim that she got audio video recording because they'll make recording on their phone, the computer, the laptop, them the iPad and their phone watch, and then she said she have audio video recording only for me, and she refused camera. Nothing that me say is not true. The assault and so when I talk about it, but with God, grace and power, every day I'm gonna pray. And these smokers, God is gonna do something drastically for them. I know it's 5 years, but prayers take time. It takes time for God to answer prayers, and my prayers will be answered. Somebody told me, see, I'm making these videos. A friend of mine from plantation and says, well, fight. I said, I don't fight, I pray. I'm praying. I'm praying to the universal God, the mother and the father of the universe, for all these wrong things that people are doing to me, and the security guard today, the desperate evil demon. I even tell him he should probably go back to where he come from. He's probably from Haiti because they can't speak properly. They can't read, they can't write. They don't, and how they get their jobs, only God and heaven knows. Yes. How many of them get a job? All them stutter. So if he would know his job and know what he had to do, he would have never take my items that I just paid for and try to steal them and telling me must go out the door. And he's holding my item I just paid for. I just purchased and paid for. But God, grace and power, he and his supervisor, they gonna see who got cuff link for them. Because God is witnessing their lifestyle and what they do and what they get to, where they are, just like all these people in this community here. All these liars, evil, demons, disgrace to the human race, every one of them all over. They must stalk me, then 2, 3, and 4, and 5. They must watch me. They must sneak around me. They make false video. They must talk into phone easy. They mute phone. They can yell and scream and shout at me. They must point fingers. They must run hand by them head and say me crazy. All these things they must do. The harassment is unbearable, but they, you know what they're doing? They want my life. They want it, right? But they don't know anything happened to me, all my blood is gonna be on their hands, right? And all their sins gonna fall upon their children and their loved ones. Somehow, someday they're gonna suffer the consequences, no matter how powerful they are, how rich they are. Yes. Oh yeah. The Joan came in for collect the collections where they're just collecting in the community. And she walk in and she walk out and she pass me because the exercise class when just done and I stare. Yeah. But anyways, that's a lying bullies. But the end, I went to I came out of the store, went to the other store and shop. Didn't say nothing. I get my bus. I came home. I cooked my dinner. I eat it. I talked to some people. They're all evil also. But nonetheless, they talk. And then some evil one called me and I can't understand anything he's saying. But the Hispanics they're sick. They're sick in their minds. They're evil. They're demons. They can't understand what they read. They can't understand what they hear. They can't understand what they see. They're just demons. They're just evil. They're just set out for. They're just prey, prey, and people like me. But they think they're evil. They're evil. They're gonna suck up the evil and eat it. Anyways, in God's name, and Jesus Christ, and all the gods and goddess, I pray. But our security guard and his supervisor, God, and let the cuff link go upon them, God. Let her get it. What I'm praying for, let her get it. What they try to steal from me, let her receive it back. All around things that people are doing, and then they like to take the shit and rub it back other people's ass. Right? But the Caroline and the Arlene and the Joan and all them do in this community. God witness and see how they gang up, how they join up, how they plan for months and years. The Sandra they get on their side, the Sam C, the Juliet, the all of them, the Katie, the all of them, the Ebony, the we name Thomas, all of them, God, and all ones that assault me, etc. Anyway, the end for March 25th, 2025. I has to exaggerate because that security guard was so disrespectful and he was so, he could not have done that to anybody else. It was sue that store. Only me that can do that too. All the stuff that happened in this community and they make me fall along and all that, everybody would have sued. Everybody would have sued for that fall and that hurt I get. Everybody would have sued for all the assault I get in here, all the desperate lies and false recording what they're making, how they're stalking me, how they're ganging up in 25 for verbal abuse and yell and scream and shout at me. 25 of them, and Ivana record them. She plot with them. She wait for me to react, for record me with her computer with God's grace and power. She did many, many things, lied to me. She texted with everybody as they go and complain to she. Said she got to pull me and talk to me. One time she came in the office and all she do was to repeat herself. I had the girl, the staff outside and making recording and muting it when she repeating herself about herself and saying and talking and all the time. And then after a little piece of Marianne came in there. But they all are lying. I would still had the security guards just pressing button and they're yelling and screaming and shouting at me when I mute phone or whatever. With God, grace and power, they're going to suffer and suffer bitterly. The pain and suffering they're causing me so much, hundreds of them. And they're enjoying it, they're laughing. The demons, some of the demons in the class, when I go in today, they're turning and they're watching at me, turning and watching at me. Yeah. Anyways, the end.